Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Age of Strife. So, let's check in with Ginger and Arthur. Ginger, what are you doing?
Uh, so Arthur, you mentioned earlier about that there might be a myth that silver is effective against the supernatural creatures,
Yeah, I especially
and
heard werewolves.
and I'd forgotten that Jethro even existed until now. So I'm gonna go pay my appreciation, to give him some service. I'm gonna order probably two two silver spears.
Mm. Yeah, you think he knows how to work with silver?
I I trust him as an expert.
All right.
That's about it.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to go with you. I was hoping to get something as well. I don't know if it'll work for sure, but it's better than, well, the other things we tried so far, so might as well try something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where is Jeffrey? He's on the north side of town, isn't he? Smith Street.
Yeah. Yes, he's on Smith Street on the north side of town, across the river. Let's just quickly go over there. Yes, right over here on Smith Street. So you go to the Smith Street, and sure enough, find Jethro out there. It's late afternoon. He's working away at his forge, along with all the other smiths in town. He sees you coming by and puts down his hammer, wipes the sweat from his brow, and goes, "Is there a a problem with your shield, milady?"
No, the shield is brilliant, and I appreciate it so much. I thought I'd come back and probably ask you if you can work more for us.
Well,
Have you ever
do
worked
you,
with silver?
just for small things for the missus.
That sounds nice. Um, I'd like a spearhead about this foot long in silver. How much would that cost?
A spearhead
Yeah.
made from silver.
I mean,
Well,
you can probably reinforce it with steel if that seems appropriate. I don't know how things are made. Sorry.
I well, silver is a common enough metal. I can get some or melt down some coins. Hmm. He muses to himself for a little while. I should be able to. Shafts are cheap. I've made spears before. Why don't I just make you a whole spear?
That's okay. Yeah, I do have plenty of spears back home as well. Um, and turn to Arthur. Arthur had a request as well.
Right. I was hoping to get a little dagger. Same thing, made out of silver, maybe plated. That probably makes more sense.
Plated, huh? Okay. Plating a dagger. Now, daggers and knives are easy enough to make. Plating, that's a little beyond my abilities. You might have to go to Highport or somewhere else to get a dagger plated. I could make one from silver for you, though.
All right. I think that'll work. It might be a little soft. Might not be good for fighting with, but you know.
Yeah, I'm real sorry. I don't get too much call for that sort of thing around these parts. Not a lot of chances to practice plating. For someone else, not a close associate of the Thorn family, I might say I can do it and try my best, but I'm afraid for you guys I might not get it right, and I wouldn't want to show you anything other than my best work. Hope you understand. But silver spear I should probably be able to make for 7 gold, a dagger for 8, including materials, of course.
Yeah, we can pay up front or tomorrow. And How long will this take to make?
Let's see. Spear usually takes me about 2 days. Dagger takes a few days too. Maybe come back in a week. I got some other stuff that I can put on hold. Yeah, let's call it a week.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Sounds brilliant. And I'll come back if I need any other metalworking done. I appreciate your work. It's top quality.
Thank you. Well then,
So that's 1 silver spear, 1 silver dagger. I'm not good at counting. Could you count that up again for me?
should be about 15 gold pieces, milady. For the 2.
We'll bring that tomorrow. 15.
Great. You know, you can bring payment when on delivery. Don't worry about paying ahead of time.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Good afternoon then. Good day. And he goes back to his forge. Eventually, the party reconvenes back at their house. I think everyone. Is there anything else anyone wanted to do for the day?
I
No.
don't think
I might go to the temple and just meet with the group there and spend some time learning about, listen to a sermon as one of the weekly activities I do now.
Okay.
I've just been getting some healing done.
Sure. So, what are we? Is there something you guys are waiting for? Is it just to rest and heal up?
I think that's what.
So, how long is it going to take for everyone to heal to full HP? At
I'm down the most at 9 hit points. I'm missing.
Yeah, I don't just have to be a day.
So, if you have like general rest and with a proficient healer around, that's 2 HP per day. So that's 5 days to recover. If you get extended bed
we
rest and
also have
poultices
levels.
and stuff, you can do it
Yeah.
a lot faster.
Yeah.
So, are you aiming to get patched up ASAPly? Is that the
Yeah,
goal?
relatively. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind. There's 2 things I want to do, but I don't think we need to do it this week because I've taken up a lot of screen time. But I still want to go drinking with the sheriff, and I want to start going to the blacksmith and just learn. Can I watch the blacksmith, and just get to know a way around the forge without it interrupting my healing in terms of rest? Or
Sure.
am
I mean, you can watch the blacksmith and hang out there, but if you want to start training for like a blacksmithing proficiency, you're going to need to be spending a lot of hours there as an apprentice. So that would be that would like occupy all of your downtime in the town if you wanted to get a blacksmithing non-weapon proficiency. Is that what you're going to do?
Yes, most of my time will be taken up with blacksmithing. I mean, except for maybe going out and drinking at night, but yeah.
Right. Okay. So we will just skip ahead. What is it, like 2 days for you to be fully 3 days for fully recovered if you're bed resting and poulticing, probably?
So it's 3 hit points a day?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 days.
Cool.
I'm down 6 hit points, so I'll be done as well. And obviously during this, I'd like to make sure that the young girl who took the serious axe wound to the back of the neck lives to wake up at least, maybe.
Sure. At the end of 3 more days, she is still unconscious. Her parents are having to, squeeze water from a rag into her mouth so she doesn't die of dehydration. She's got a fever. She's not doing too well. She's still unconscious.
I think Luther's trying to help out all he can with that as well.
Well, there's not much for you to do. You know, it's a sick person, and you're not a doctor. I guess you do have herbalism, so you can tend to the wounds, and you and your sister can kind of patch things up, but a lot of it's just waiting and seeing. Okay, so let's skip ahead 3 days. It is now, what is that, Thursday, the 29th of December.
Yeah.
It's approaching the end of the year. Everyone is back to full hit points. And what are you guys doing?
I want to have gotten some arrows to replace the ones I used on the goblins.
Sure, you can just buy those at the price in the economics guide.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I guess I'll have bought a new grappling hook and rope as well.
Sure, you can buy it at the listed price.
Neil, I'm guessing I would have used at least 3 flasks of oil because I was also using the torch in combat.
Sure, you can replace that for market price.
Yep.
Okay, so I think another thing I'm doing in this downtime, and maybe up to where we are now, is I know we told Joseph about the ghost that I couldn't do anything to, we couldn't touch. And I don't know if being an ancient historian would... I don't know if he could do any research to figure out maybe how to deal with something like that. Or maybe know anything about,
He's more, yeah, he's not so much into the supernatural. He's more archiving histories of kings and empires and that sort of thing. What you're looking for is a folklore master. Someone who knows about the supernatural and that sort of thing. There's no one that you know that's involved in that. That was one of the skills that you could have had for a family member.
Yeah.
So there's none around here that you know of. And asking around with your family, no one knows of anyone that is highly trained in that sort of thing. Most of those folks were driven off or killed for their connections to magic and the occult during the purges of wizards and clerics. A lot of people that know a lot about that stuff died, and others are probably still around but keep their mouths shut, because if you're someone talking around like, oh yeah, ghosts, I know how to deal with ghosts, you'd kind of get burned at the stake. So that's a pretty obscure knowledge these days.
Okay.
Another thing, I guess, is my increasing interest in magic. We've known about these rumors about this magic sword in the something tavern that I need to look up right now from my notes. And I think I would have gone and talked to the owner of that place about it.
Sure. Do you take the whole party with you, or is it just you in here?
I think it's probably just me.
Okay.
Got no reason to be there.
Yeah. Dragon slaying sword at the giant's drink. Metal cage around it. Supposedly the sword's magical. It looks sharp. Yeah. It's a two-handed sword.
Okay.
And I guess I would have gone in there, and maybe I wouldn't want to bring too much attention to it, but I'd ask about it, ask to hear about the stories, and well, yeah, let's just go with that first.
Right. I'm just looking up my notes on this. Where did you... I remember writing that down, but I don't remember where.
It's in the lore document in player assets.
Ah! There we go. Perfect. The giant's drink. Claim. Right. Okay, so Ruby is the owner of the giant's drink. She is about 5'6", 130-ish pounds, 135-ish pounds. And this lovely little lady. The building, the giant's drink, is a half-timbered, 2-story tavern. And it's been in her family for a long time. It was badly damaged in a fire 8 years ago, but most of the fire damage has been repaired, although there's some charred areas on beams that are holding up the walls. Their family lives upstairs, so it's just like the tavern downstairs and the family quarters upstairs. So she sees you coming in and approaching her and asks, well, what can I get for you, Lord Thorn?
Well, I'm not much of I'm not much for drink myself. I actually came to ask about that sword up there.
Oh, our family heirloom, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The dragon
Might
slaying
it be-
sword. But what did you want to ask about it?
Well, I guess it's been in your family for a long time.
Many generations. Yes, yes, indeed.
I've heard rumors that people say it was imbued with magic. I know that's not.
That's what they say. Those are the rumors. But I wouldn't know anything about the truth to that.
Yes, it's a
I
long
certainly
time
like to
past.
believe it myself.
I do too. I like to think that there are still relics of the old world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason I came to ask about it is I was wondering if you'd ever thought about putting it to use again. You know, the giant's been around town, knocked down the walls, and
Uh-huh.
what I've heard, magical weapons they do right old number on giants, wouldn't they?
Well, I mean, I know place is called the Giant's Drink, and we have a magic sword, but it slays dragons, they say.
Oh, I know it does, but surely if it slays a dragon, it could slay a giant too.
Perhaps. I don't pretend to know anything about these things. Are you trying to buy this sword from me? That's a family heirloom, and it's pretty well locked up in that cage.
I understand. I did think to inquire though. We do, my family and I, we've been dealing with a lot of monstrosities lately, and you know, a unique sword such as that one might help us out a lot.
Might be, might be. I'm sorry, my lord. It's a family heirloom passed down through the generations. I wouldn't feel right selling it.
I understand. Well, if you ever reconsider, please let me know.
If times get bad enough, I'll come a knocking.
Sounds good.
So that's the end of that.
On my way out, I take a look at that cage just a little bit.
It's kind of like rebar pieces, or the medieval equivalent of rebar, going. I guess the sword's longwise, so it kind of wraps over the top of it, and then there are a few that come all the way around the side, just forming a nice big, solid metal cage.
And there's no lock on it. There's no way to open it. It's just
No, it's like there's a little mount for the sword, and you can reach your hand in. You could probably pick the sword up and move it off of its little hold, but these bars are pounded into a wood frame, which is then set into a stone chimney. So you'd have to destroy the cage somehow to get the sword out.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, I think that's it for
Okay.
that.
What about the rest of the party? Things to do? Places to go? People to see?
Yeah, my visits to the temple, where I've joined the choir. I'm going to have a little conversation with the head priest. Say, Father, there are spirits that haunt me.
Excuse me?
No, seriously. I need help.
Excuse me? You're being haunted by spirits.
Do you have some sort of blessings that you could help me with? Is there some ancient knowledge you could help me with? Because
Look, I mean, I know I'm much older than you, dear, but I'm not that old.
You've tried to kill me like 3 times now.
The spirits, these are... Where'd they try and kill you? I mean, I know about the one that came into your room. Well, that happened a few more times and you didn't tell me?
Well, the one that came in my room, that was real. And other times, and even in my dreams, it just keeps happening, and it's.
I mean,
there's
look, if you're having bad dreams, that's something you just have to grow out of on your own, sweetie.
Do you not have, say, some magical water that you sprinkle on people and then it helps them?
Sweetheart, you're either describing magic, in which case I ought to inform you that there's a stake out back, and I've got some charcoal, or you're just hoping that someone can do something to wash away your pain. And maybe I've been a little bit too kind on you, but pain is life, dear. Suffering is the way of being. If you're having a hard time, the only real solution is to grit your teeth, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and deal with your problems. There is no sprinkling of water to magically get away with your bad dreams. You gotta find out whatever it is inside you that's bothering you and deal with it personally. There's no shortcuts in life, sweetie. Sorry. I probably should have been harder on you. I feel I've made you
Okay.
soft.
Thanks. And these spirits, then, why are they here?
Why are any of us here? I mean, the gods wanted the world to be the way that it is, so if there's spirits that are haunting you, go blame the gods. I'm a simple soldier, dear. You're asking questions that are well out of my wheelhouse.
So, you're not even a priest, then?
You're talking to
It's
your
a
father,
priest-
right?
No, I want to go to the temple and talk to the priest.
I thought you said father. I thought you were talking to your father. Okay, let's reset this whole conversation.
That would ruin my whole experience with the temple.
Right. Okay, hold on. So you okay? Let's start over. You're talking to a priest at the temple. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally different personality and conversation and knowledge base. How did this conversation start? Oh, you're being bothered by spirits. They're bothering you in your dreams.
Yeah.
Right.
Haunted by spirits. I feel like they're going to kill me.
Oh, my sweet, sweet child. Tell me. And he kind of looks around and moves well away from anyone else in the temple, so the two of you are off in your kind of like own private little corner. And he lowers his voice and says, "Have you done something wrong? Spirits do not haunt innocent people with pure hearts. Tell me, what are your sins? And together we can help cleanse them and keep you free from the demons."
I'm gonna lean in and be like, I think I killed my brother, but I can't. You know, Ty Baradite. We, the family, chose to give him the cure to the werewolf disease, but he died from the poison. That I think that's haunting me for certain.
It's not quite the same as murdering your brother, but I see what you're saying. Continue. What other sins have you acquired?
Oh, I don't really know. I mean, I've fought people. I've probably killed a few bandits. Sort of in self-defense as well, and I've tried to not to kill most of them if where possible. Earlier, a few days ago, we as a group went and killed goblins, helped save people. There must be some sort of balance where we help
Ending the
these
scourge of banditry and removing The vicious goblins from the land are hardly sins, my child. None of these actions should cause you grief or guilt or haunt you with spirits. If they were truly bandits, your cause was most just. What are the things you're not telling me? Surely you must have sinned if you are being haunted by ghosts.
There was this time.
I hope you understand. Our conversation is purely confidential. No one else will ever hear of what you tell me.
I haven't told most here, but me and my family, we went to the lighthouse. And we found a person there, and I killed her.
Why?
It seemed as if she had summoned magic upon us, and
She was a witch?
yeah, she did things like, well, I wasn't sure what happened, but we burnt her head and dumped her body in water. And when we went back, saw her ghost floating around, and Stefan, Luther, Arthur, we all saw this, a headless
There is
ghost.
a reason why we burn witches at the stake. It's to keep them from coming back. If you have failed to properly dispose of a witch...
So is that it? You just...
I don't know. What else have you done?
I've done many things.
Tell me your sins, my dear.
Well, it was, we had this guard who worked for us, and he died on the job, and we haven't,
These are things you feel guilty over, but these are not sins. A soldier dying on the job is not a crime.
Then I do not know what sins are.
Something you have done that is morally wrong. Something the gods would frown upon. Something that would make Martha blush and Esther disappointed. Have you done anything to result in the death of an innocent? Have you stolen? Have you lied?
No, I think that I have done most of these, but...
You sin frequently?
No, I'm saying I think I have. But I'm not sure if I specifically did them or if it was the actions of a group or family.
Perhaps you should get your brothers in here for confession as well.
Oh, they don't like it here. And our father used to frequent the temple until, well, he was blinded by magic, and now he just hates everything. Well...
You have stolen, you have lied, you have killed an innocent? Murdered? Tell me in detail, from whom did you steal?
Well, I personally have not endorsed any of the stealing, but as a group, I think we have stolen from people who did not need stealing from. And I think as a group, innocents probably have died, and I do not like lying at all. I don't lie. Lying is bad. But I don't want to claim to say what we as a family might have done. Say we might have worked dead.
You need to atone for your crimes, for your sins. If you have stolen, you must return what you have stolen and then some to make amends. If you have lied, which it sounds like you've not, but if you have, you must reveal the truth and accept some form of punishment. If you have murdered, you must make amends to the remaining family, which will take a long time. One can never truly compensate for the death of a person, but you can do something to make the situation better.
I put my hand on his shoulder and say, I'll get to work on these, and next time you see me, or my family as well, I'll be on the path.
Go with the gods, my daughter.
Bye. I'm gonna head out briskly.
All right. The rest of the party. Everyone gathers back up together at the house, unless there's something else anyone wants to do. What are your plans? What are you doing?
I think my my little black book is full.
Right, you're drinking with the sheriff.
Yeah, maybe I'll skip that for next week because we've done a lot. So I'll hold off for that. Maybe I'm too sick to be drinking, not feeling good from the healing.
Sure.
Maybe the pod give me a headache.
So then what is everyone doing?
Well, Luther has something he wants to do if everyone's gathered around and he can talk to them about it.
Sure.
We all saw that ghost before. This is related. I've heard tell of. I'm sure you've heard of it too. The old man in the woods, in the swampy part of the woods. I think they call him the Moss Man.
Yes. What about this legend myth?
Well, people like that, they know things, don't they? Do you think it's something worth investigating? I'd like to go. They say he's insane, but I'd like to talk to him, see if he knows anything. Maybe if not about these undead creatures, maybe at least about some plants I can find.
He lives out where the goblins live.
It says in this document in the swampy section of the woods. I don't know if that's the forest and there's some swampy section there, or in the swamp itself.
Oh, and he's meant to be insane, and we're gonna go talk to him?
Well, it says people have said that he's been driven mad by a witch.
Oh.
Whether that's true or not, who knows?
In that case, the only thing he knows about magic is being on the receiving end of it, which we have been as well. And I think the undead.
You know how legends are. They can exaggerate. They can fabricate.
But do you think he would know things about the plant life in the swamps? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, he lives out there. It's been said he used to be a ranger. Maybe he does. And if he's been driven mad by a witch, or if he's at least encountered a witch, maybe he knows something about that too.
Well, if it's not too far away, I don't mind. We can just go out on a jaunt. I don't see what we gain from this, and there's certainly gold, etc. But as long as you don't go prying into trying to learn the secrets of magic from this madman, then I don't mind.
I suppose that depends on if he has something to teach.
Arthur looks a little uncomfortable.
That's what I was about to ask.
Now you want to go out into the woods? Do you have any idea where this man might live? Or are we just going to walk around the swamp until we get killed by frog people or something?
People have given me a few ideas, I think. They have, right? Yeah, maybe.
Ideas about what?
Where the Moss Man lives. Like a general area, at least. It says in the swampy section of the woods.
Right. Well, let's take a look at the map. Let's bring everyone over to the right page. Where is it? Here it is. So the swampy section of the woods would be... Oops, stop moving. Would be the area kind of north of Wadsworth, right around here.
Like to the northwest.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the swampy section of the woods.
Yeah, so I tell her it's just to the northwest of town, not too far out. I suppose we were probably near there when we were chasing the goblins the other night. I'm not sure how we'd find him exactly. Maybe the good old blow the horn and wait trick.
We'd be a little bit close to the elves. I don't know if that would be a wise idea.
Not too close.
Yes, hopefully not. But they have been rather well. They did take out those five. Was it five? Yeah, five lumbermen.
That's true.
But I don't think we'll find him. But I guess we can just go out for a jaunt and head back into those mucky swamps. Oof.
Yes, might as well go look. Maybe I can have a look for some plants while I'm up there. Some poisonous animals.
Okay, so you guys are going to enter the woods north of town near the swamp and just kind of poke around in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And search the hexes.
Right.
And the whole time we're walking around, I'll be looking out for stuff like rattlesnakes and
Right.
that kind of stuff.
Okay, so let me make some rolls here. So you set off the next morning, I suppose, when you've got the full day ahead of you.
Yeah.
I want to keep my eyes open for any kind of like animal trails, if there's deer or boar around, that sort of thing.
Sure. Okay. So why don't we set you guys off into the swamp? These are... Okay. Or swamp sounds. Or swampy, foresty sounds. Here we go. All right. The wooded section of the swamp is teeming with life, far more than the open areas. You can see, or I guess feel more, little fish swimming past your ankles whenever you're walking through these swampy area, the watery areas. There are bullfrogs on the sides of the banks. You don't really hear them too much. They're usually active at night, but occasionally you'll see one kind of hopping away from you. There are plenty of birds in the trees. And sure enough, Luther, you spot a snake with a diamond back pattern on its back.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
That Luther gets a little bit excited at that, and he says he kind of tries to hold people up behind him, and turns to Arthur, I guess, and says, "That snake there, I'd like to collect its poison. Can you shoot it?"
I could probably shoot it, but I might be able to catch it for you.
That would work as well.
All right, well, just stay back a little bit. Each snake is a little different. I don't know. I might have to shoot it, but I want to give it a try, see if it'll come with us. Or at least calm down a little bit.
Whatever way I can collect the most poison. It looks poisonous anyway, I think.
All right. Okay, and I step forward in front of the rest of the party, and I get closer to the snake, and I put my hands out in front of me and kind of crouch down as I start to approach it.
It begins to coil itself up into a little snake tower.
A snake tower.
Yeah. So it's got like a loop, and then its body starts to like rise up off the ground a little bit. It's kind of a coiled, almost crouched position for a snake. And it flicks its tongue out at you.
Okay, I make a soothing hissing sounds back at it.
What does a soothing hissing sound like? Okay.
It sounds exactly like Steve Irwin.
Aren't you a beauty?
Or he decided to swim over a stingray, despite the fact that the expert told him not to do it.
Yeah. Well, he is the expert. Come on, or was the expert.
No, he wasn't about those things, so he got done.
You know, poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay. The snake starts to kind of bob its head back and forth, which you know is an unusual thing for rattlesnakes to do. It's not really a sign of attack. They kind of hold still and shake their tails when they're ready to pounce or bite. This one seems to be calming down or something. He seems a little more chill. He kind of lowers himself back down, except for his head, which bobs back and forth a little bit.
So I'm sure I know this is weird too, right? I have animal lore, so...
Oh yeah, this guy's like walking up to the snake, showing no fear, kind of like, you know, courting it somehow, and the snake seems to be fairly responsive to him.
Arthur, what are you doing? Why is it calming down?
I either don't hear you or don't respond, but yeah, I tried to get a little bit closer to the snake and maybe like distract it with one hand over here kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I'm going to try and go like grab it below the base of the neck so that it couldn't like lash out and bite me.
Sure.
As he approaches, I'll motion to Luther and say, "This one's a wizard. He has power of a beast."
Quite impressive.
Okay. And sure enough, you can come up to it and get a nice little grip around the base of its neck and just pick it up. And you can hold it with your thumb on the top of its head and your knuckle below it so it can't really even move its head, but it starts to coil the back of itself around your arm as you pick it up.
Okay, yeah, I pick it up and then with my other hand, I'll just like stroke it gently,
Okay.
and walk over to Arthur.
Luther.
Or yeah, Luther.
Well,
I'm Arthur.
All right.
I'm surprised that went so well. Maybe.
Tell me, Arthur, do you stroke your snake often?
Well, he's not exactly my snake. Yeah, he's his own snake, of course.
Do you think we could take it home with us? It'd be very convenient to have it living there, and I could collect poison many more times than if I just did it this once.
Just keep it away from me, brother.
Well, I don't know. I can't really talk to him, but
Of course. Do we have anywhere to keep it?
It's
I have my backpack. Do
not
we
a
do
pet.
it in a backpack?
He'll never be a pet.
It's of course not. It'll be like one of my plants that I collect leaves from. And...
well, you would need somewhere to put it. I don't want to put him in a bag, though. I mean, imagine somebody comes into your home and stuffs you in a bag. It's not right to do that to him.
It's a snake, Arthur. It's a snake.
Arthur just shrugs.
Okay, so I get out a vial, and I guess I try to collect some venom.
How do you collect venom from a snake?
That's what I want. I'm sure Luther has a better idea than I do.
So with Arthur holding it by the head, you can let go of it slightly to open its mouth, and then you put its
Like put
teeth
it
into the vial.
in a vial. I don't
And
Oh,
then
that's
how do you make it eject its poison?
squeeze
Yeah.
it.
I mean, as players, we probably don't know this, but we could probably get animal hide or something like that, stretch it over the vial, and then get it angry, and then milk it.
Again, yeah, that's probably what you could do, as you as people have undoubtedly seen how to milk venom from a snake. But your characters are probably pretty new at this.
Luther has animal lore and toxicology.
Animal lore and toxicology are great, but that's not quite the same as milking a snake.
Okay, okay. Then he's like, Arthur, how do I get some venom?
Well, I don't know. I've never taken some venom from a snake before. Imagine if he bites something, he'd get angry, and maybe he'd spit out some venom then.
You think he'll fit in this vial?
How big is the vial?
I have no idea. How big is a vial?
They're fairly small.
Yeah, it probably won't fit in the vial.
Well, the whole snake, no, but his poison, I guess so.
No, I never thought I'd get this far. I know how to use poisons, but I don't know how to get them.
Yeah, well, if someone with toxicology and animal lore doesn't know, then who in the world would know about milking snakes? Because you do have snake venom.
Boss man.
You do have a snake venom as a poison type, or at least the ingredients. So theoretically, it's been done before.
Yeah, it's been done before. I think normally you kill the snake and find its glands and cut them out and empty them that way. I think Luther would have no problem removing the poison through killing the snake.
Right, so it's just the milking which is unknown.
Right. I think the milking is the hard part.
Oh, I'm not really sure how else we can do this. I guess we'll just have to kill it.
Well, hold on. Maybe if you could find like a rat or something, and maybe get him hungry that way. Like dangle the rat in front of him. Maybe we can get him to bite something.
Just dangle your hand in front of it. That'll work. We're all still food for it, technically.
I start looking around for other animals.
I mean, sure, there's birds and frogs and other stuff nearby.
Okay, I think a frog should be pretty easy to catch. I try to catch a frog.
Eventually, you guys can catch a frog. We don't need to roleplay that.
Okay. So I have the frog, and I guess I say, okay, someone else hold this vial and see if any venom starts coming out of the snake. So I have the frog, and I like get it near the snake.
So you like hold you hold the vial, and then you hold the frog, and then you hold the snake.
No, Stefan's holding the vial now.
I have someone else holding the vial.
Right.
No, not me. I take 5 steps back.
I'll hold the vial and I'll hold it nearby.
Okay. See if some venom starts coming out, and I'm like dangling the frog in front of the snake.
No venom starts coming out.
Maybe
And someone
snakes
still
don't like
holding the
frogs.
snake's head, so it's shut, right?
Hopper's got that.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's
Maybe let him
you're gonna
open
have
his
to-
mouth a little bit, Arthur.
Yep. I can ease up a little bit. Let him open his mouth at least.
okay.
Can't you squeeze and get it to open its mouth that way? Squeeze its jaws aside.
This is much more difficult than I expected.
Here, why don't you like put some cloth over the vial? I'll sink his teeth into it, and maybe we can get some from there. And
Alright,
he
I
dangled
like
a frog in front of him.
Where can I get some cloth?
Yeah, just is Arthur able to let the snake's mouth open at least?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Is there
just
some cloth in my medical kit?
probably.
Okay.
I'm going to get the vial and just put it into the snake's mouth.
I'll pull out like a bandage from my medical kit.
All right. So you guys work for a while on trying to get this to work. I'm just going to resolve it with a roll here. Speed things along. No. No. Natural 1. Critical fail. This goes terribly. In fact, it goes so terribly. No, the saving throw's fine. The snake gets agitated at some point and tries to bite at someone, but Arthur's got a good enough hold on it that he can keep it from actually biting anyone. But the snake is now kind of pissed off at you all.
Okay,
And Arthur can keep calming it down a little bit, but you're getting to the point where the snake is being calmed and agitated because, here's a frog! Bite the frog! And the snake's like,
okay,
doesn't like being toyed with.
Just kill the snake. I'll take it home, and we'll harvest the poison there. Or now. Just kill it. I'm not trying to save snakes.
Okay.
Well, all right, but as long as we use his skin too, and his meat, I don't want to waste all that. It's not.
That's
not
fine.
right.
Is snake skin a valuable thing? I'm sure it's...
Yeah, it's called Ranger Dinner.
Hey, Luther, you might be able to keep the fangs as a delivery system.
And I pull a pin ring out of my bag and flash it to him. And say, I already have one of those.
Luther, when did you get that?
I have a little grin on my face. Don't say anything.
Brother.
I
All
guess-
right. You have a single dose of rattlesnake venom,
Okay.
which, if we look at the poison table, is
A.
type K from our modified poison table. Has an onset time of 1 to 3 rounds. If they fail their saving throw, it debilitates them, which temporarily reduces their stats to 1/2 and gives them AC and hit penalties of 5. If they pass their save, it is simply an irritant, which gives them a hit penalty of 2, and the duration is 48 hours. So,
Nice.
unpleasant stuff to be bitten by.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the party and say, shall we find that Mad Ranger?
Yes. Back to business. We have to find the Moss Man.
Hopefully before he finds us.
Well, that would be fine too.
What time of day did we set out?
It was the morning, sister.
Okay.
Okay, so you set out and continue searching through the woods for the Moss Man. Let's take a look at our map. Okay, can I get perception checks from the party?
Yeah.
Ooh, 31. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
331.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I was distracted by the horrible ordeal with the poor little snake.
How's that holding up on your conscience end that you tamed this little creature and then killed it? Does it make you
Feels
feel
bad,
bad?
man.
Yeah, it's no good. All right, so you guys are moving through the woods when there's at least everyone except for Tyler notices this slight movement in a tree above you and in front of you a little bit. It looked kind of like a person's leg kind of moved from one section, like from a branch to behind a trunk.
So a person's leg, so not a goblinoid leg, but the person's leg.
Person's leg, like
Can
a
we
humanoid
estimate-
leg.
Can we estimate the height of which this is at up in a tree?
15 feet off the ground.
Okay.
I guess seeing as Luther stops and looks up and calls out hello. Are it Ranger?
Let's hope it's not an elf.
Elves? Oh crap, I'm gonna hold my shield up ready and be like, arrows.
I move behind Ginger.
Are you the Ranger? Hello?
But I guess I've got my spike shield today.
Ooh, fancy.
Maybe it's scared. Maybe we should just get some food and put it down. If it is a moss man, if it's an elf, then we're probably dead.
Maybe.
There's probably more of them.
Come in peace. I only wanted to ask some questions. Seek the knowledge of a man of the woods.
Who are you guys talking to?
Eat it.
I'm gonna point with my spear and be like, saw someone up on that tree.
Be more observant next time. That'll get you killed. What are we gotta do? Let's just back away a little bit. If it's elves, then we're in trouble.
I think if it were elves, we'd be being peppered with arrows by now.
That's true. All right, we'll follow you.
More than 3 miles into the woods, are we?
You don't think so? No, definitely. No way. No way.
No.
No.
You fill us with confidence, Neil.
If it is elves, then it would be unlawful for them to attack us in this area.
Ooh, I don't know if unlawful is the right word. There's no signed contract. There's just kind of like a default piece.
A convention.
Yeah, it's the harvested area of the woods that is tended to by the people that is generally your area. And while you're definitely not 3 miles into the woods, you are north of the tended area. You're kind of in the swampy grounds. The whole agreement with the elves is very murky.
Okay, well, we are much more armed, so it kind of looks a lot more aggressive from us.
I guess, yeah. I guess Luther
Sure.
just keeps talking to the trees.
Should we make lunch and see if it's hungry?
Yes, you do that, and I'll keep, well, doing something. We're
Very good.
haunted by ghosts and undead. We came to seek your knowledge. They say that a witch attacked you long ago.
Still pretty quiet out there. Hasn't been any movement. You've all been standing more or less still here.
Neil, just to paint the scene, if this humanoid leg is up on the tree, then are they stuck in the tree? Also, if we saw the branch that they're on, are they now stuck on the branch? Or if they move from branch to branch, would we see that movement?
Yeah, so you saw the leg go from on a branch to kind of like behind the trunk. So unless the thing went up or down along the trunk without showing anything around the sides of the trunk, you would know if it had moved. I mean, I guess it could go backwards away from the trunk, but you have a pretty good view to either side of it. It hasn't gone left or right, that's for certain.
So
In that case,
if one
just circle
of us
around?
go walk to that tree, then we might be able to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you just go around the tree and talk to it, rather than just calling out?
Okay.
I'll prepare lunch.
I walk around the tree and keep looking up, looking for anything.
Okay. You start to circle around the tree. When there is the twang of a bowstring and an arrow crosses your path in front of you and thuds itself into the ground in front and to your right. It is unmistakably of elven make.
Okay, oh god. Okay, I start yelling, "Shield, elves!"
And,
I take cover behind a tree.
Okay, so the party scatters behind cover.
I move to the donkey and get my crossbow ready.
Okay.
Elf, Elf, we don't want.
I'm
we don't
going
wanna
to
fight.
move to cover Stefan with myself.
So Ginger goes to cover Stefan with a shield. Stefan goes to get a crossbow. Arthur goes behind a tree. Luther stands in the middle of the open trying to negotiate.
He gets his shield and yeah, he kind of crouches down under the tree and has his shield up and he's trying to negotiate.
Well, we're not quite in combat yet, but we're gonna get ready for it. Might be there. So what are you trying to negotiate, Luther?
I'm trying to get him to show who he is, I guess, to see if it's an elf. I'm blathering a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm saying,
I should also make a note that this arrow you saw did not come from the tree that you were trying to circle around.
oh, okay. Then I'll point my shield in that direction.
Yeah, because you're
And I'll be crouched down. I'll
there's
say,
you know
elves,
the
elves, we mean no harm. We were looking for a ranger.
yeah. There's a tree and you're coming around one side and the arrow comes from the other way. So if you're going left around the tree, the arrow comes from further to your left.
Our lands are blighted with undead, and we come in peace. We did not mean to cross the boundary. We did not mean to invade your lands. We only came with questions of a ranger.
Still pretty quiet on the other
We're
side.
not hostile like other humans. I believe that, well, I believe that humanity has done wrong. They've
Luther,
persecuted those with powers.
Stefan, you have your
persecuted other
crossbow.
races.
Is it loaded? Are you loading it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm behind the donkey.
And
so
behind Ginger.
I'm behind Ginger.
Yeah.
So if I can surreptitiously load it, I will.
You feel
But I'm
confident.
gonna okay, that's good. I'm going to call out to Luther. Luther, I think the negotiation has been shown from that arrow. Let's get out of here.
No, they haven't fired again. And they missed the first time. I think they would have hit if they tried to. Please, whoever you are, come down and speak with us. We mean no harm.
There is another arrow shot
Oh,
that lands, maybe 6 inches in front of your shield on the ground.
Can I spot where it came from?
Give me a perception check.
Actually, can we all have that opportunity, or just
You're fairly well hidden behind a donkey and your sister, and you're loading a crossbow. So I'd say no for Stefan, but I think Ginger can try and spot it, and Luther can try and spot it.
I should make this check. Yeah?
Yeah, you can see that it's coming from probably, 20 feet to the side of Luther.
Did it look as if it came from...
It comes from an
high ground?
elevated position, yeah.
Okay.
If you are elves,
I'm going to remain silent and keep my defensive position.
Cool.
if you are elves, I don't know if this means anything, but we've made friends with the centaurs of the River Grove. They said that they used to trade with you, and I, personally at least, would be interested in reestablishing those trades, protecting the centaurs if at all possible. I promise, we are not hostile. We mean no harm.
He's gonna get himself killed.
We've been under assault from ghosts. I know I've said this, but it's...
Another arrow flies, this one's striking your shield directly.
Okay.
I don't think they're in the mood for talk.
Okay, I start like...
I'm making a
knocked down
point.
and I start like
I'm
slowly
definitely listening.
with my shield up.
Okay. You start backing up and slipping out of the woods. The rest of the party?
Turn to Stefan. We leaving?
Oh yeah, we certainly are. I'm gonna walk and just be cautiously trying to track any progress.
Okay. You guys successfully get yourselves backed up, turn the donkey around, and make slow progress out of the woods. You don't see the elves move, if indeed they are elves and not just people with elven arrows.
Yeah.
That's likely. Do you back out all the way?
Can I? Oh, I guess that one of the arrows is still stuck in my shield, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just backing out completely.
Okay. Eventually, you guys make a full retreat from the woods and kind of break out of the woods just south of the swamp near Wadsworth.
Once I get out, I try to pull the arrow out of my shield without breaking it.
Nope. The end gets snapped off, but nice try.
Yeah.
See, Luther, this is what comes from trying to negotiate with the elves.
They didn't
They
hurt
are-
me.
No, but they send a very clear message that they want nothing to do with us. Their diplomacy
Well,
lacks a certain amount of tact, but is rather pointed.
maybe
So,
they didn't speak common. Maybe they just speak the language of the elves.
if the elves are as good at archery as we've heard, their third shot was on target for killing, and the first two were warnings.
No, I think even the third one they could have hit me if they wanted to.
Yes, I agree. That was very orchestrated. I mean, if you still want to go see this Mossman, we're going to be going back into the trees at some point if they're in there. Like, we can certainly go north through the swamps and then track east, west. But
Oh. I suppose for now we'd better leave the forest be. I don't think the elves would like seeing us back again, if not so soon anyway.
well, I mean, I guess the other thing is we can take a jaunt through the swamps just to scout out around Wadsworth if you want. Just do a
Yeah, I
circle.
think we've
We're out here anyway.
yeah, we're out here. We might as well.
I've already got my feet full of
Head
muck.
to the hills to the north a little. Just have a look around.
Okay. You guys take a look around the swamp. Anything in particular you're looking for, or just the Moss Man?
Yeah, just the moss man. I guess I'm looking out for animals still.
Right.
Poisonous animals. And I guess looking out for any signs of ancient civilization or.
You come across a party of 6 muckers working near the swamp. They seem to have found some old remains of a battle site and are pulling out rusted chainmail and weapons from the ground and putting them into big bags. They seem very excited that they've had over these goods that they're digging out of the swamp. Like, this is a great find for them.
You all certainly seem to be having a good day.
Oh, man. We got a full suit of chainmail, and we got 3 swords and maybe what looks like a whole quiver. The arrows are all gone, but the arrowheads are still there. And I think there's something sticking out of the ground over there. That's probably pretty cool, but we haven't gotten there yet. It's a real good day. There must have been one hell of a battle here.
Have you tried on that chainmail yet?
Oh. Real rusty. Get my mucking clothes all dirty.
That was just a joke, you know, because I'm wearing actual chainmail.
Well done, sister. Well done. Well, any signs of danger out here, man?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh,
Saw a snake
don't
earlier
have-
today.
Do you?
Did you say what? Mossman?
Yeah. You haven't heard about him before? Seen him?
Oh, I know the legends sorts, but I've never seen him out here. They say he lives over in the wooded area, but
Yeah, we
I don't
were
know.
just
It's a
there
little
before.
scary. I like a clear view all around me. You know, goblins being what they are, getting lost in the woods is a sure way to get yourself killed. So we stay to the opens.
Yes. Oh, well. Good day to you. We shall continue on.
Yep. When we get away from the muckers, I say, what's stopping the Mossman from getting killed by the elves?
Who cares? Perhaps you can ask him.
Because he could have
Maybe,
been.
maybe he'll even be coherent for you.
You scout out the area around Wadsworth, but there's nothing else really going on today. And I think we are at the end of our show for today, so why don't we have you guys make it back to town with some varying levels of success.
Some
Yeah,
things
you did
happen,
finally capture a snake and get its poison, and you did successfully prevent some goblins from stealing a family of humans.
and I made contact with elves. Maybe
That's debatable.
I
think I
have
made
an
contact
elven
with
arrowhead in my shield. I guess.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Maybe
And
if I
you
could
set
put
some.
together the arrowhead and the shaft and
You
recover
set
some
some plans in motion to try and get a spy within the Greendale family, or
Yeah.
to find information about the servant in the Greendale family that worked against you to try and then do something against them.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
So
And we
they're
also, hopefully, we're starting to get stir up the nobles a little bit as well.
working with the Genhalls to maybe do something against the Greendalls. It's all there are gears in motion.
Yeah.
And it's just a little difficult to see what is going to get moved in the end. But we will find out next Saturday on Age of Strife because we're going to be playing 1 day early and 2 hours later. So that's going to be Saturday at noon instead of Sunday at 10 a.m. Okay, let's get some experience going here. It was a party of 8 goblins that you defeated. Times that. Plus you defeated a snakish.
Kinda.
Let's see. You saved all 4 people. One of them is badly wounded. One of them was lightly wounded. So let's give you some experience for saving their lives.
We also provided the aftercare as well, so that's even better than if they just come back all healthy.
Hopefully they'll pay their hospital bills sometime.
What's their health insurance like, Neil?
Universal. No one has any. Looks actually like a low XP session today, which is not too surprising considering all of the internet issues we had and what's not. So let's give everyone 100. No, wait, I forgot to add role-playing experience into here. Oh, and there was all the stuff with Ty's dude.
Oh yeah.
Jeffro. And then we mounted some heads.
He's agreed to allow me to be his apprentice, or to learn his art, rather.
Right, there was some interesting. Oh, and the head mounting. Yeah, I'm going to give you some experience for the head mounting, some experience for meeting and interacting with Jethro, then some role playing experience on top of that, and
Interaction with the elves in the forest. Is that worth experience?
hold on. Oh god. Okay, 5 times 8 plus that plus that plus. The heads and the dude, and that times that divided by that. So everyone walks away with 285 today. And I think we should probably also do monthly expenses because we're about to roll into January. I think that'll be a good time to come back. Is just January 1st for our next play session. So
All kinds of stuff that we can pay the rent with.
Right.
I'd say anything that could be used for future military expeditions, but apart from that, not too much.
And we're sending 15 gold to Jeffro. So we can take that out of the expenses now.
Yeah, why don't you just pay him already for the gear unless you want to hold on to that?
We might have to set up a fund for Ronald's family as well.
Oh dear.
Okay, so all that is done, Is there anything we need to do other than just sign off and see you guys next week?
No, I think we're
so.
all good.
Okay, cool. It's been fun. We will see everyone back here on Saturday, the 14th at 12 o'clock Pacific time, and see what more trouble we can get into. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.